Hello and welcome to the Gauntlet of Greatness. I'm Randy Buehler. I am joined this week by Peter McGinnis. Welcome, Peter.
Hey, how's it going?
Going all right. Shadow should be back next week. He had a car accident. I talked to him. He's mostly fine, but the doctor did kind of want him to stay away from too much computer time, too much TV time this week. So Peter was gracious enough to step in. You want to introduce yourselves to the crowd, Peter?
Hey, I'm Peter McGinnis. I'm a PhD student at University of Illinois. I guess my best medic accomplishment is I top-rated Grand Prix Vegas a few months ago, and I've been playing off and on since around 99 or 2000.
Nice. So your Pro Tour debut then is coming up in Milwaukee.
Yep, trying to gather a team, hopefully do some testing online and brewing online, and then as soon as the physical cards come out, just playing maximum amounts of limited.
Awesome. Well, welcome. We are in Group C this week, so this is Caw-Blade versus Affinity week and RecSur versus Jund. Now, to remind everybody how the format works, I've gathered 16 of the best decks in the history of Standard, divided them up into 4 groups of 4, and the way each group works is whatever deck goes 2-0 is automatically makes the playoffs into the top 8. So Necro from Group A, for example, and the Dragonstorm deck from Group B are guaranteed spots in the top 8. Then whatever deck goes 0-2 is relegated. So not just out of this tournament, but kicked out of the next season of the tournament as well. The 2 1-1 decks will then play with the winner getting the second spot out of each group. So basically, 2 decks from each group make up a top 8. We're starting to get down to crunch time. So we know that Dragonstorm is in. We know that Fires is relegated. We know Sly has been relegated. Hasn't been a good tournament for 90s era creature decks so far. We'll see what that means about the Survival Recur deck. And then Group D coming up. Very interesting cross-section of Magic. Delver and Bargain have wins, whereas Turbostasis and Black Devotion will be paired off in the relegation match. But that's next week. This week, Caw-Blade versus Affinity, RecSur versus Jund. So let's get over here for the first matchup. Survival Recur against Jund. I'm going to be playing on the Survival Recur side. So here's the combo. Survival the Fittest, discard any creature card, get the creature of your choice. Anyone who's done a cube draft at any point in the history of Magic knows about this card, I think. Recurring Nightmare, also incredibly powerful. Sacrifice a creature to get a creature back from your graveyard. So the rest of the deck is basically mana acceleration, birds, Wall of Roots, ways to get green mana, and then creatures that do stuff when they come into play. Come into play, destroy an enchantment. Bounce a creature, kill a creature, and then a couple of kill an artifact. Fatties like the Verdant Force, which spits off an endless supply of 1/1, good both for attacking, blocking, and sacrificing to the Recurring Nightmare. Spirit of the Night is the other fatty in this deck. The engine is insane. The creatures are from the 90s. So creatures in this deck definitely a cut below. We'll find out if the rest of the deck is enough to actually keep up. The opponent here is the Jund deck. And by the way, this Survivor Recur deck, this is what Brian Selden used to win Worlds in 1998. So World Champion winning Survivor Recur deck. Here is Jund. Jund is a little bit top heavy in terms of the mana curve. Like Jund at the point where Bloodbraid Elf was in Standard, this is actually 27 lands and 2 Rampant Growths. That was the formula that Simon Gertzen used to win Pro Tour Hollywood. Got some Boom Booms up on the top. Siege Gangs and Broodmates. You've got obviously the Cascade spells for just insane value, and as long as this deck doesn't get run over in the first couple turns, it's all value. Thrinax and Blightning and kill stuff and 2-for-1 and 2-for-1 a couple Garrix for sauce. So that's the matchup. Peter, I will go set up a game in Constructed Open Play, Getting Serious, for you to join. That way we just won't have to worry about clocks. Yeah, I'll put 60-minute clocks on. And I'm going to play the RecSur deck. All right, I am hosting a match. You'll have to have a 60-minute clock in order to be able to see the match, is how the things work in Magic Online. Oh, did I say Pro Tour Hollywood? I meant Pro Tour San Diego. Yeah, Jund won Pro Tour San Diego. Simon Gertzen won. And then, Marin Lebert top-8 Worlds a couple months earlier. So I'm going to hybridize those two lists a little bit, but it's mostly Simon's deck. You able to find the match?
Yeah.
Sweet. All right, good luck. I'm gonna put you on mute so you can't hear me kind of talk through my thinking process during the match, and I will unmute you, and we can talk more after the match.
Okay.
Good luck.
You too.
All right. This draw seems fine, right? Bird, Walla Roots, Survival, definitely keeping it. Oh, let me get over to the gameplay screen. There we go. Definitely keeping it. Bird, Walla Roots, Survival. Trade Wind's probably getting discarded to Survival, but I mean, obviously I really want Recurring Nightmare to kind of get the whole engine online, but I got half of it, so fine place to start. Yeah, built the bird. It's the right play. It's boring and kind of depressing, but what are you going to do? All right, do I play Survival or do I play Walla Roots? Honestly, not sure. I think I play Survival since I don't have anything to do with the extra mana from Walla Roots. And it's not like he has 3 mana haste creatures, so I'm just going to get this down. No, Putrid Leech, all right. I can block that with Walla Roots as long as I don't get any mana from the Walla Roots. Which doesn't sound completely unreasonable. This Lobotomy feels kind of out of place. I mean, maybe that's a metagame. Like, there were definitely control decks running around at the time you needed to beat. You know, mono blue control decks, which is what I was playing at this World Championships. But yeah, card seemed a little slow and awkward here. So what? I play Walla Roots, so I have Survival, but what I don't have is Recurring Nightmare. So drawing cards off Wall of Blossoms is good. I guess killing Putrid Leech is good, but I can't kill it with my Necrotaw. This creature is just so much better. He plays a 2-mana 4/4. I'm playing like 3-mana 2/2s. I'm playing 5-color Grey Ogre. I feel like playing a Wall of Roots to block with has some value, and then seeing what happens. Trade Wind Rider is potentially good if I can get it online. Yeah, I'm going to play a Wall of Roots and leave myself a couple of green mana here. And the ability to block, obviously. And he goes straight to 4. Bloodbraid Elf. What are you doing to me? Bloodbraid Elf for Putrid Leech. Fine. Man, how do I don't have Living Death. It's not like I can just reset the board. So I have to beat him with either I can grind out more 2-for-1s, or I mean, I guess him paying 2 life is better than him not paying 2 life. I mean, I can grind out more 2-for-1s in theory. Or I have to get a Recurring Nightmare, and I have to like put some fatties into play. This does not feel like a game I'm going to win with Trade Wind Rider. I'm not sure it's a Spike Feeder game either, but Spike Feeder does more than Trade Wind Rider. Can't stack damage, which is less than ideal. I think I'm going to go ahead and get the Verdant Force into the graveyard. I don't really want to draw it. And if I draw a Recurring Nightmare, I want to have it there so that I can recur it into play. I don't know that any of these cards do anything. Like, I can't Lobotomy him. I'm being destroyed on the board. Like, Walla Roots can block Bloodbraid Elf. The fact that these Putrid Leeches are 4/4s is just annoying. And I guess I just go and get more Walla Roots? Vengevines would be nice. Like, being able to take advantage of discarding stuff to survival, like, all the cube tricks would be awesome. If I could have Vengevines in this deck, I'd settle for Basking Root Wallets, honestly. Does Necrotal do anything? Necrotal kills Bloodbraid. It doesn't do anything at Putrid Leech is my problem. None of my cards do anything about Putrid Leech. I mean, Spike Weaver, if I can recur it. Really what I need is... I just gotta draw more cards. I think I just gotta keep doing Wall of Blossoms. I have to find Recurring Nightmare to have any real chance here. That's not a Recurring Nightmare. Are you a Recurring Nightmare? You are not a Recurring Nightmare. Huh? Alright. My Spike Feeder to put counters on Wall of Blossoms so they can block Putrid Leech. Yeah, I got nothing. Don't have more spells. Sure. You play a 3/3 that makes 3 more 3/3s. I have this 4-mana 2/2 that doesn't actually do much. So I have to keep getting... I mean, I could get Weaver, right? I could Fog for 3 turns. That's actually probably pretty reasonable. Just put Spike Weaver into play. Buy myself some time. Yeah, Spike Weaver is remove a counter to Fog. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn. When I play gems, I probably keep playing lands. I do have Scroll Racks in my deck, which is the other way I have to kind of dig for stuff, so it's not obvious that I want to play all my lands. But at the same time, like, there's value in thinning the creatures out of my library so that I get more Recurring Nightmares. Alright, let's play Spike Weaver. If I had a Scroll Rack, I wouldn't be playing lands, but I don't have one. Yeah, I think the clicking is coming through from Peter's side. I don't think he muted me. Or, yeah, I don't think he muted himself. I muted myself. It's depressing how bad Necrotal is in this matchup. Man, this guy used to be good. 4-mana, 2/1, first strike. Terror. It didn't used to be awesome gold creatures like these. I was there. Well, just not the way the world worked. Yeah. I mean, if he kills my Spike Weaver, I'm in a lot of trouble. Not gonna lie. Feeder can actually put more counters on the Weaver. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Am I getting up to Spirit? I'm not getting Spirit. Like, let's just get that thing out of my library. And now what, more Wall of Blossoms? I think. Are you Recurring Nightmare? You are not Recurring Nightmare. You are a land I can play without feeling guilty, though. It's not bad. I mean, I think I play Spike Feeder because it lets me build up Weaver. I'm gonna draw creatures eventually. But like, that is my whole game right now is just fogging for as many turns as possible. I mean, I feel bad playing my last creature, but if I'm not drawing creatures, maybe I'm drawing Recurring Nightmare. I mean, it's possible that I should be lining up blocks here to force him to pay for Putrid Leech, but I don't really want to think through how to make that matter. Like, he's got lethal. I could obviously buy a turn with chumps if I wanted to, but kind of all in on the Spike Weaver plan here. More guys, sure. That didn't help. Do I lobotomy him? I can cast a lobotomy now, right? I may as well. I mean, he's kind of stuck on 4 mana. So there's some value. What is it? Blue-black. 1 and 1. Oh, so if I do this, how much mana do I have? I have to lose my Waller Roots if I want to Spike Feeder and Weave. I might have to, though, because if he's probably got like a Bituminous Blast, I feel like I need to do this. What are you holding on to? Okay, Phrynax and Broodmate. Not that bad. No removal. Yeah, take your Broodmates. And oh, I'm going to lose both the Gemstone and the Waller Roots here. Maybe that's bad. Can I survive a turn? If I go block, block. What, I can block Thrynax. I can chump a Blood Braid or Putrid, and I take 3. No, I still can't do it. I just have to move a counter. And Undiscovered coming back in my hand did not work out. Maybe the lobotomy wasn't worth it. I mean, I don't think it matters. If I come up with a Recurring Nightmare, I'm golden. And if I don't, I'm going to lose in a couple of turns. I'm basically going to lose either when I run out of spike counters or when he draws a removal spell. Mana War, which is basically any creature I want. I mean, it's probably a Spike Feeder. Yeah. I mean, I think I do my Weaver trick, and assuming he doesn't draw a removal spell for the Weaver, I survival a bunch to get a feeder. It's a plan. Isn't Spike Weaver Recursion fun? We didn't have powerful creatures in the 90s, but we had some annoying ones. Move a counter onto the Weaver. Lose the Spike Feeder now. But now I have 2 turns of fucking left. No longer know what his card is. So what do I have? 2 more green mana? What do I not want to draw? I don't think Utabi does anything against him game 1. It's probably even worse than birds. He has Pithing Needles after sideboarding, so I probably don't get to take them out. But now I do have another feeder, right? 1 Spike Feeder. This is it. I had 2 more turns of Fogs, and I'm out. Are you a Recurring Nightmare? The third Survival of the Fittest. Not exactly the card I wanted. Take it! More damage. Oh god. He finally drew the removal spell. Oops. Whatever. I mean, it doesn't change it. He was going to Bituminous Blast at some point, and there wasn't anything I could do about it. I wasn't getting a 5 toughness. Oh, he gets a Maelstrom Pulse. Good lord. Oh, he kills both my Wall Blossoms? So sad. You can do it, Spike Feeder! No problem. Hold off the world. I cannot actually do this. Is 2 life going to be good enough? Wow. Only, -4. It was actually closer than I thought. Well, he didn't pump any of his future leeches. It's actually kind of an interesting game. Spike Weaver Recursion it's a real thing. Alright, he has no enchantments. This card's pretty cool. So, Hall of Gemstones was used back in the day. Basically, it's a world enchantment. They used to be enchant worlds. Apparently, now they're world enchantments. At the beginning of each player's turn, choose a color. All your lands tap for that color. So, the intended use of this card is against the control player. I'm not going to choose blue on my turn. I'm going to choose green or black or whatever, and you can't counterspell anything. So, it's a counterspell hoser. In this match, though, you can't play a gold card while this is in play. Like, gold cards just become impossible to cast. So, I mean, it's a random one of, but I think it's good here. You know, 3/4 body that gains 4 life is also good here. I don't think any of the rest of this does anything. Yeah, Cloud Chaser is crap. I feel like Lobotomy is the way this match actually works. In fact, having a random creature is probably better than a Lobotomy. I'm not going to be in a situation where I can tap 4 and point this at him at a relevant point in the game. Alright. Let's see what happens. Update the match score. John certainly seems favored here. I mean, my deck is cool and all, and I'm kind of happy that, you know, the audience voted it into the Gauntlet this year, but it feels a little underpowered. Well, I mean, we've got all the pieces, right? Survival, Recur, Bird. This looks like a good draw. We'll see. Alright. So what's my play? I just play Survival and start using it, right? I'm going to feel like I want to go get a Verdant Force as quickly as I can. I think that's better than Spirit of the Night? It's got to be better than Spirit of the Night. Talked about how Necrotal does very little. So, Spirit of the Night. Protection from black, I guess, stops Maelstrom Pulse. Maybe protection from black is good. I mean, this guy can be Maelstrom Pulsed. Does that make, how much removal does he have that this is relevant? So he's got 3 Maelstrom Pulses, and does he have Terminates in the sideboard? Death Marks in the sideboard, destroying green or white creatures. Those are probably pretty good. Good lord, he has 4 Death Marks. He also has the 4th Pulse, has some Pithing Needles. Alright, doesn't look like Terminate was around at this point in time, but all his big creature removal is black. I think that means I want to recur Spirit of the Night into play and just turn it sideways. Sure. It's good to have a plan. Can't draw the land. Would have been nice to have a land there. I could Survival Spirit, recur it immediately. Alas, that is not what's going to happen. So what? I clearly want to survival. What else am I doing? I mean, I can either survival 3 times, or I can throw Wall of Blossoms or Scroll Rack into the mix. I actually see value in casting Wall of Blossoms. It's a thing that I don't mind sacrificing, and to cantrip. So, still can't draw land. I could play Bird here, but then I'm not survivaling. I'm vulnerable to removal. Like a Maelstrom Pulse on 2 Bird of Paradises would prevent me from playing Recurring Nightmare next turn. So, I'm just going to do it this way. Yeah, when I say underpowered, I'm not talking about my spells. My spell set is great. I'm talking about my creatures. It is a very creature-based engine, right? Yeah, he did have the Maelstrom Pulse. Ah. Play well, get rewarded. I feel good about that one. I mean, if by rewarded it means only one of your birds dies. In fact, I still can't play this. I still can't play Recur without drawing a land. I mean, I want Wall of Roots? Or am I just sticking to more Wall of Blossoms? If I draw a land, I'm going to play Recur and attacking with Spirit of the Night. If I don't draw a land, what do I want to do? Play 2 birds? Play Wall of Blossoms? If I don't draw a land, then I want to play Wall of Roots. Plus Bird. Okay, don't draw a land. Have not had 3 mana at any point on my turn. It's not bad. Yeah, Wall of Roots is the best mana card in the deck. What does this guy do? He just kills things? Yeah, he's just a guy that can kill things. Actually, he can build up more Firestorm targets. That'll be fun. I can survival off the wall and turn Spike Feeder into what? Wall of Blossoms, right? Or Verdant Force. This isn't a Spike Feeder board. I could also get a Necrotol before the Master gets out of play. I mean, I think that racing with the Spirit is better than dealing with the Master, especially while I've got Firestorm in my hand. Well, again, maybe that's in the wrong line. I think I'm going to want a Necrotol in the loop. Rah! Take it! Now... You may as well get the Verdant Force, right? I can survival it into the yard, potentially get it back next turn. Maybe it's going to work. I mean, I don't think he can race this guy. And I don't think he can kill this guy. And I have backup plans. So what am I doing? Verdant is going to turn into... I think I'm at Wall of Blossoms now. I just want to be drawing more cards. At least the deck got to do its thing. I guess he can double Lightning Bolt this. He can't Bituminous Blast it, because it's black. Yeah, double Lightning Bolt is his plan. He can't even block it with Broodmate Dragon. I guess he can block it with the token put into play by Broodmate Dragon, because that guy's red, and then Lightning Bolt it. I mean, in theory, this can kill it too, right? Each wolf deals damage. Not excited about this Blightning. I'm just losing, what, Firestorm Scroll Rack, because I'll have no hand? I think that's right. Those cards both kind of want me to have cards in hand. Interesting. So well, he's got the ability to deal 2? So he can kill, like, birds and Walla Roots? I put Verdant in the graveyard. I go get a Wall of Blossoms. I'd like to play... I mean, either Recurring Nightmare or Wall of Blossoms is a reasonable play next turn. Oh, by the way, Spirit of the Night is doing his thing. Yeah, he's going to kill my mana. I think I'm going to need... I'm going to probably have to Necrotol that guy. I mean, while it would be nice to put Verdant Force into play, I feel like I have to Necrotol that guy. He's making wolves, and they're starting to deal relevant amounts of damage. It's going to be hilarious if I was supposed to keep Firestorm, because dealing 1 damage would be so good next turn. Thought crossed my mind. Just, I liked all my other cards. It didn't look like I had another bad card. Alright, down goes Master of the Wild Hunt. And now, next turn I can exchange Necrotol for my choice. Probably the Verdant Force, but hypothetically the Wall of Blossoms. I can recur wall for wall, refill my hand. He should die before we get to that point. If I wanted to hold on to the Firestorm, I was going to have to discard a Wall of Blossoms. My only creature. He had the Maelstrom Pulse. 3 cheers for Pro Black. I mean, this does mean that I'm obviously not going to recur away Spirit of the Night. I mean, I could and get it back. It's got haste. Firestorm would have worked out. It's kind of funny. I would have had to discard my only creature, though. My hand would have been Firestorm Recurring Nightmare. I felt like having Wall of Blossoms had a lot of value. Alright, so I'm going to attack him for 7. I do not have a creature that deals direct damage in my list, right? There's nothing I can survival for to deal those last couple of points. I mean, I think I just get him next turn, but there's no red, there's no Flame Tongue or, anything along those lines. Not that Flame Tongue can deal players, but... So I could, in theory, turn Spirit of the Night into something, assuming that I can recur back next turn. I don't think that's worth it. I think I just play a Wall of Blossoms. I mean, I'm on 11. I don't know how he answers this. And then I have a creature that I can start recurring with. Yeah. Show me an answer to Spirit of the Night. You get 2 lightning bolts yet? No, we got there. Awesome. All right, 1 on the board. Fighting the good fight. It's a pretty fun game. But the first game wasn't that bad either. I mean, I had Spike Weaver Recursion going for multiple turns. I don't think the sideboard changes anything. None of these cards do anything. I don't care about his graveyard. Don't care about enchantments. Yeah. Basically have to hope we draw the combo. We have to survival recur. I mean, I think I can't win the grinding game. That's the thing. Like, his creatures are so much more efficient than mine that even having access to my whole deck, I'm not going to 2-for-1 and 2-for-1 and 2-for-1. I mean, if I started with 100 life, I feel like, you know, his creatures are so efficient that his initial flurry of 2-for-1s get him into position to just deal, 30, 40 points of damage. If the game went long enough, I feel like I win the super, super long game because my engine's better. He doesn't have an engine, for example. But I don't actually win it in time. So I got to go fatty. And I have no survival and no recur. I think this hand's bad. I mean, Scroll Rack can sort of fix it, but... And I mean, it's cute that Firestorm can discard Spirit of the Night and all. The hand's just not good enough. Yeah, okay. We have a survival. We just need a recur. I wish I could scry. I want the Vancouver Mulligan. Oh man, he gets to play first? Seems unfair. Winner earns a win and in. Loser gets relegated. That's a creature. Wild Roots or survival? I assume it's survival. No, maybe it's Wild Roots to block. Yeah, I save like 4 damage this way. We don't have anything to do with the spare green mana, but 05 has value this turn. He's gonna... I mean, I might eat a lightning bolt here, but it's not the end of the world. Means he didn't do anything with his turn 3 except a lightning bolt. Fair enough. Rampant Growth, okay. And a 1 and 2 2s? So lucky. Wow. Huh? Survival, discard Spirit for a 1 mana creature, hoping that I draw a 4th land so I can go recur bird into Spirit. It's a plan. And I mean, I may not even have to do it all next turn, but I mean, I'll play to hope to top deck. And deck is full of these kind of dorky, kind of situational creatures. I mean, this is pretty good sometimes. And it's food for survival of the fittest. I love the flavor text on this. This is actually one of the first. Some of the humor on the early cards I enjoyed. Wouldn't know their house from a charred hole in the ground. And then it's American Gothic, obviously, right? It's a riff on the famous Grant Wood painting. Yep, Putrid Leech hits me for 4. Kind of happy it didn't hit me for 4 last turn. He Rampant Growth, so in theory he could have 5 mana this turn, but he doesn't. He has 4 mana. Yeah, he's got his Master again. Oh, he does have 5 mana. He comes into play tapped land. Oh, what am I doing? I have to discard Spirit of the Night. Oh, brutal. That was terrible. Thinking about how I have these awful creatures I get rid of, but I'm supposed to discard Spirit there. It only matters if I draw a creature and if I got a bird here. I want the Verdant Force? No, I need a Necrotal. because I can't let that guy get out of control. And I'm no longer all in on bird. Like if I... Yeah, Recurring Nightmare is not happening next turn. I can Mana War. Mana War might actually be decent next turn. Well of Blossoms is not terrible. Well of Roots is pretty good. I like how much mana I get from Wall of Roots. Max punished. Nice misclick. Alright, gotta forget about that. Play the game I'm actually playing. Is that on my turn? What do I need? Well, Blossoms? Bird? Bird's not bad. I mean, he can kill Bird by tapping his master, so it's not ideal. I think I have to get the Necrotal. What you got? Yeah, that guy's coming over. This guy, I'm blocking if this guy comes over. I'm not going to block the Putrid Leech. It's too easy for him to pay 2 life and kill my creature. So I just got to take this guy, unfortunately. Can I win this race with Spirit? I don't think I can. So bad. All right, I'm going to wind up with 1 card in my hand. It's going to be Recurring Nightmare. The question is, what creatures do I want in my graveyard? I'm sure I want a Verdant Force in my graveyard. Yeah, I can't keep anything else, so it's just a matter of what I want in the yard. I'm not sure I want to pick up Undiscovered. I'm not sure I want to take damage from City of Brass. I think I have to let this resolve now. Wow, you can recur twice. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. I mean, if he kills Wall as a response, that's really bad. He can't quite kill it with Master, which is nice. Right? Doesn't that deal 2? Yeah. I mean, it means I can't get a mana off of it. Yeah, that is smart. Right. I was going to be able to get a mana off of it and then still recur it. This way, if I take a mana off, it dies. I never get to recur. So he has denied me a mana. I do not, in fact, get to... or do not get to recur twice this turn. So how do I win this game? If I put Verdant Force into play, he can kill the token and attack me for 4, 6 even. Actually, I hope he doesn't see that line. If I put Necrotal into play for this guy, then what? I can chump block Putrid Leech, take 2, and hope I top deck something cheap? I can Mana War? No, if he has the Master, I'm just going to lose. So I have to either Mana War the Master or Necrotal the Master, and Necrotal sounds better. Although it's still not great, because He's going to have to chump block Putrid Leech. And there's another stupid Lava Claw reaches. I think I'm just dead. Man. I had the whole combo. And it's just too slow. I mean, I could have, in theory, had a Spirit of the Night in play and attacking, but I don't win that race. Like, then I wouldn't have had Wall of Roots in play. I wouldn't have had the mana. I would just have been able to hit him a couple of times. Sure. Pithing Needle. Why not? Assume he names Recurring Nightmare. This is an activated ability. Sacrifice a creature. Colon. Yeah. So dead. I have to Utabi that. And yeah, I think I'm actually dead on board. But the Pithing Needle is... It's nice to know nothing mattered, right? I mean, I sort of punted this game, but I also didn't. Yeah, it doesn't matter. He's got 4 either way. I want you to take 2 more, though. It's making me feel better. Interesting match. All right. Let's go chat. Good game.
Yeah, it was. It was play a draw mattered a lot. It seemed like. I mean,
Yeah.
assuming you get your good draw.
Yeah, and I kind of had the good draw in the last game. I punted a little bit. That is, I made a clear mistake. I meant to discard Spirit of the Night the first time I activated Survival in Game 3, and I just accidentally clicked on Orcish Settlers. So I'm like, I want to get this terrible card out of my hand that does nothing in the matchup except discard the Spirit of the Night, discard the Survival.
So did you have Nightmare at the time?
Yeah, well, so I had Recurring Nightmare. I did not have a 4th mana. So, like, the correct line is discard Spirit of the Night for Bird of Paradise, top deck land number 4, play Bird, play Recurring Nightmare, put Spirit of the Night into play. The thing is, even if that all works out, like, you don't kill the Bird as a response to the Recur, or I can play Recur and then play Bird, I guess. So I can play around that. But even if I top deck the 4th land, it's still all it does is, like, I hit you with Spirit of the Night a couple of times. It doesn't even win the game. I don't think. I mean, I think I don't get to play Wall of Roots, so I don't have mana. I don't actually get to do much of anything. Yeah, really dark over there, by the way. I don't know if you're going to turn a light on, but that might make sense. Good game, though. I mean, I thought that I actually got to do my thing in the second game, which was cool. I had no chance in the first game. And, yeah, I mean, I feel like I could have played the third game better, but it doesn't win me the game. And then, like, given the way I actually the path I started wandering down, I get completely destroyed. Like, you have the Pithing Needle. Like, I'm dead on board, and you have the Pithing Needle shut down my Recur engine. Your deck's just better. So I feel like, okay, justice was served, the right deck won. Yeah?
The Infinite Fog thing was pretty nice. Took me a while to draw an answer.
Yeah, but I mean, basically, if I find Recurring Nightmare, it actually does go infinite. Or at least it goes how many cards are in my library. I think, no, I had Scroll Rack. It actually goes infinite. But yeah, you break it up with any removal spell. I can't stop you from top decking a removal spell. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm fogging until I find Recurring Nightmare, because if I do find Recurring Nightmare, it both gives me unlimited fogs and also puts a fatty into play. So I can actually attempt to win the game. Like, I felt like I stalled for enough turns that I could... Go ahead.
Spirit of the Night is almost impossible for me to beat. My only answers are double bolt, and you could theoretically, if you have a fog lock going, you could set that up with Roll Surgeon maybe. Or like Master of the Wild Hunt or whatever, just being in play for a really long time. Other than that, I'm like basically cold to it. Like,
don't forget there's block with the Broodmate Dragon token plus bolt.
For black though, right? Oh,
the token is red.
Token is red. Okay.
Yeah, Spirit of the Night was cool. Spirit of the Night was. I was looking at, because like normally Verdant Force is the default fatty, but against you, I feel like I solved it. Yeah, Spirit of the Night was the better one.
Spirit of the Night even has first strike while it's attacking, right? So I can't even...
the token doesn't work! My apologies. No red for you.
It's like a chroma before a chroma.
I mean, he costs 9.
Yeah. Fair enough.
He was also... He's the guy that you can go get if you have... Oh, God, I don't think I can remember this. Breath Stealer, Feral Shadow, and whatever the hell the other one is. Like, Wall of something or other? There's 3 creatures in Mirage.
Yeah.
Have them all in play.
Sack
all 3 of them, search your library, and go get your Spirit of the Night and put it into play. He's that guy.
Yeah, that's actually really bringing me back to like when I first started playing the game, because I think that was all in 6th edition, maybe, or at the very least, some part of it was in 6th edition. But somebody showed me like a Mirage Spirit of the Night at some point. Like, yeah, I
Sure.
remember loving the card when I first started out. Spirit of the Night, super
Yeah.
sweet,
Card's cool.
especially before you understand like what mana means. Like, you're like, oh, 9 mana, just awesome.
Oh, look, one of the first decks I built was the Breeding Pit Lord of the Pit deck. It's just perfect, right? Breeding Pit puts a Thrall into play every single turn. It's an enchantment with an upkeep of BB, for the record. It's like, yeah, it's BB enchantment from Fallen Empire's upkeep of BB. Put a Thrall into play. So great, now I've got a never-ending supply of Thralls. Lord of the Pit, 7/7 flying trample. All you have to do is sacrifice a creature at the beginning of your upkeep. This is great. At the Breeding Pit, I'm the Lord of the Pit. Done. I pulled it off. I mean, I'm sure I pulled it off at some point, but it turns out 9 mana is a lot. Especially when my roommate had just discovered a card called Sinkhole.
Yeah,
Anyway, yeah. Figuring out mana costs, definitely. One of those level up moments as a Magic player.